Thoughts and prayers. Another school shooting in our country. Thoughts and prayers. That's what these politicians have for you. I mean, that and completely asinine crap like arming the lunch lady. That's about the size of it in this country. Other countries, they see all of their children get massacred. They see the threat of their children being massacred, and they take action in order to stop that from happening. But in this country, where our politicians are bought by the NRA, what happens? They don't do it. They don't do it. It's not a coincidence, people. Wake up. Your politicians are bought and paid for. We all know that now. And so when we see the actions they take, every action and every inaction needs to be viewed through the lens of where their money is coming from, because that's all these people care about is the money. And this situation should make that clearer than any other. When you can have a gunman go into a school and mow down scores of children, and then the response from the Republican parties, thoughts and prayers, oh, thoughts and prayers, oh, I'm going to send some thoughts up. Oh, I'm going to send, let me think about it. Let me think about school shootings not happening. Let me think harder about school shootings not happening. Are you people high? This is not going to do anything. Okay? Oh, let me pray about it. Oh, God. Oh, let's stop the shooting. Please stop the shootings. Please stop the shooting. What is wrong with you people? What is wrong with you people? Stop sitting around waiting for something to happen. I mean, it's like being 300 pounds overweight and you're sitting in front of the refrigerator. Oh, God. Oh, don't let me eat another cheesecake. Oh, eventually you have to just say, you know what? I got to take action. We got to throw out the cheesecakes. We got to do something different. We got to grocery shop with a list. We need to have some accountability. You got to take action to prevent the things happening that you don't want to happen. If we know that in our own personal lives, why is it that our government doesn't know that? They do. They just don't care to stop this. They care more about, they're like, oh, these politicians care more about guns than our kids. No, they don't. They care more about money than your kids. I mean, that's pretty much it. And while their kids go to some private school somewhere, locked away in some, behind some, guards and fences and whatever the heck else, you're sending your child to the public school each day and praying that some gunman doesn't enter the school and shoot up the whole building. This is what they've got us doing in this country, y'all. Training our children. And then you got Republicans. We're going to hopefully cover some of this later. But suggesting the suggestions, quote unquote, the Republicans have for what can be done about this stuff is absolutely laughable. Like, I mean, if it wasn't such a tragic situation, you'd literally laugh out loud at these solutions. Oh, we need to arm the children. The children need to be trained. The elementary school children need to be trained? Arm the elementary school kids. That's what they've got for you. So, I mean, it is... I'm at a point now where I'm like, okay, what do we do about this as citizenry? I don't know what the solution is, but man, we have got to figure something out. Because we can't live like this. We can't be sending our kids into these war zones. We can't do this to our kids. We can't do this to the next generation. We've got to fight back one way or another. I'm hoping that with the way that the rest of the world is seeing this, criticizing us, and rightfully so, we will see some people fight back in really meaningful ways. But man, just the way that our country works, it's just not likely. It really isn't. It's not likely that anything will be done. Think about that. We just saw all of those beautiful children killed, and it is not likely that anything will be done to actually change it, that any serious solutions will even be proposed. And no, arming the school teachers is not a serious solution. Okay? They don't go there to go to war. They go there to equip the next generation with knowledge, not weapons, not guns. Okay? Knowledge. We don't need an armory class. We don't need an armory and a shooting class at our high schools. And certainly not at our elementary schools and middle schools. And to suggest that, unironically, is probably the most brain dead solution that I can imagine a person coming up with. How low does your IQ have to be to think that that will help? I mean, honestly, it's just absolutely stupid. If you think that that's the solution, congrats, you're stupid. It's obviously something that needs to be done about guns. There's just no way around it. And I would not call, gun control has not really been my main issue. It's not something I focus in on super, super hard. And I have always believed in people's rights to own firearms to a certain extent. But this is out of control. The way that we treat guns in this country is just out of control. More guns than people. Literally surrounded by guns at every turn. And here is a situation where, oh, we need more police officers, we need more police. There were police outside of the elementary school while this was popping off. And what did they do? Not a damn thing. Just stand out there twiddling their thumbs with their tail between their legs and their head in the sand. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's actually not true. They stopped the parents from going in and doing anything about it. That's what they did. Let me tell you something. Police in this godforsaken country, you want to know what they're good for? Controlling the crowds of unarmed people and threatening them. That's what they're good at. Going into a situation where there's an active shooter storming the building, taking control of that situation and defending the lives of our elementary school students. No, they ain't got it in them to do that. But crowd control, that they'll do. Stopping the moms and the dads who want to go into the school to protect their children, stopping them from getting in there, that they're great at. Tackling one of them and having them on the ground, that they're great at. Interesting. Interesting. That's the police. That's the police for you. That's it. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Why am I paying taxes? Why am I paying you all? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. That's how you respond to a situation like that, is to control the crowds, take out tasers, threaten parents, and tackle them onto the ground. When we've got elementary school students being shot and killed. I mean, really? This is not, I mean, this isn't just cowardice, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely reprehensible. Absolutely reprehensible. If you're a police officer out there, let me tell you something. Your job is to serve and protect up to and including your very life. If you don't have it in you to do that, which a lot of us don't, okay? Maybe we do for our own children or family members, but very rarely do we have that in us to do for a perfect stranger. So most of us should not be police officers. But if you think you've got it in you to storm into a building and to take charge of a situation like that, then I commend you for that kind of courage and bravery. But when the time comes, if you choose not to do it, then you're going to be seen for the coward you truly are. It's clear that you have gone into the police force because you're just a power-hungry individual. What does that say about your character? You're not a good person. If you're confronted with a situation like this and you can't even go in and protect our children, there's nothing good about you. You are disgraceful, and clearly you're in this because you're a power-hungry maniac who likes to take control of a situation, like to tell people what to do at the point of a gun, then threaten regular, ordinary citizens. That's what you get off on doing. Because when there's a situation where you can actually step up and be brave that actually requires courage, then you no, parents, back up. Back up, parents. No, come on, people. This is ridiculous. This is disgusting. Disgusting. And those police officers should absolutely be held accountable for this. Unreal. And then look at the politicians. Governor Abbott and the lieutenant governor and who the heck else, the mayor or whoever else, when Beto O'Rourke went in to confront them, look at how outraged they were at that. Outraged that someone would dare to stand up for our children. Just complete reprobate minds, these people. Complete. Their minds are so rotted from corruption that they literally have no self-awareness anymore. These people have no self-awareness anymore, friends. They can't see themselves. I mean, can you see the fact that when you come on to do a press conference about a shooting, that it's just routine, that it's just normal, that it's just now accepted? My thoughts and prayers go out to the family. I'm really sorry it's happened. It's such a tragedy. We're not gonna do nothing about it. Oops, did I say that part? I mean, we should do something about it. Somebody should do something about it. I mean, really? And then when he comes, there's like, how dare you? Like, really? Unflippin' believable. Unbelievable. They've got so much heat for Beto O'Rourke stepping in and telling them, hey, you know you're responsible for this, right? Hey, you know this is kind of like on you. They got all kinds of heat for him. But when they talk about the shooter and talk about what happened, that's what happened, yeah, yet again in the country, whatever. And they're not going to do anything about it. And don't let them tell you any different. These people are not going to do anything about it. This is going to continue happening and continue happening and continue happening in this country. And it's amazing to see politicians get on Twitter and go, somebody should do something. Somebody got to do something. Yeah, you know what, politicians? You're just as bad as the Uvalde Police Department. You are, if not worse. The somebody that should do something about it, if you're in Congress or you're the President of the United States, is you. You're the somebody that should do something about it. Look, I've been gone for a while from this channel, busy. I am a teacher myself, working with students every day. And when I think about the possibility of someone going into a school and hurting them, it is completely heartbreaking. I can't even imagine being in school and hearing that sound of gunfire as your students begin cowering for their lives. I have seen at preschools the reactions of the children when the fire alarms are going off and how scared they get. And you're there comforting. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You know, I'm right here. We're just taking a walk out of the building. Everything's going to be fine. It's loud. Just cover your ears. I've got you, right? Knowing they're not in any real danger as you work your way through this required drill. But I can't even imagine being in that situation where I can't tell them it's going to be okay. I don't know what's going to happen to you because there's a shooter running around our building, because you live in a country where the politicians don't care about you as much as they care about money. Money. It's not guns. They don't love guns. They love money. Okay. NRA, money, cash. That's what they care about. And if they are paid, bought and paid for by the NRA, that's who they serve. Okay. That's what it is with the Republican Party right now. It is the gun crazy party. In addition to some other kinds of crazy, but we're not getting into that in this video. And the Democrats are just a bunch of weaklings, a bunch of pathetic, contemptible weaklings. I find that this particular incident that we saw is sort of a microcosm, if you will, a smaller look at what our country looks like as a whole. I don't care if you're offended by this or not. I'm going to say it anyway. The Republican Party is basically just like the shooter. Just actively going around making people's lives worse. Actively going around harming. Actively taking away reproductive rights. Actively trying to keep people from being able to marry and be with who they want to. Actively trying to turn this country into a theocracy. Right? On the offense against liberty. And who are the Democrats? They're the Uvalde Police Department. Standing outside, protecting all of the antiquated nonsense, like the filibuster and whatever else, as they use that as an excuse for them to not have the courage to stand up and do the jobs that they are being paid for with our taxpayer dollars. Friends, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. We can't allow this to continue happening. These politicians need to stop preaching to us. I do not want to hear what you think I need to do in November at the ballot box. How flipping dare you tell me that this is on me because I voted for Jill Stein, or they didn't vote for Hillary Clinton, or this person voted for Trump. This is not on the voters. Get it together. If you are in a position of power and authority, you have a responsibility to use that power and authority to help those who are weaker than you. If you've got a gun, you go in and you take care of the situation. Why? Because that is what you are being paid to do. That is what you are there to do. Protect the lives of these children. You stand up. You make the difference that you are expected to make. If you're in Congress, that means passing the legislation that's needed in order to protect us. Not going in there and preaching to me. I don't need you to preach to me. We don't need you to moralize to us and tell us what we can do, what substances we can put in our bodies and what we can do. Your job is to protect our rights, including the right to life. That's your job, not moralizing. Stop telling us what we need to do with our bodies and start actually making a difference by legislating, by putting into place common sense gun regulations. Every single person involved in Congress, the President of the United States, all of you, you are responsible for this. The blood of every single one of those children is on your hands. You are responsible for these murders.